there. They have to be at the table. And if your table doesn't seat children, then it doesn't seat them.
My people, today's video we're talking about people that hate kids and people that feel irritated when they have children around them. So I have this video to share with you all. Let me roll this clip for you all to watch to the end, and I'll be back at the end of the video.
You can hate children. You can absolutely not want to have them. You cannot enjoy their company. You can find the prospect of caretaking unappealing. You can and should reject pressure from a society that tells you you must have children to be a real woman. But if you build a community that is inhospitable to children, you are not revolutionary. You're not leftist. You're not feminist. Not intersectional, at least. We live in a patriarchy, and in a patriarchy, women are tasked with the majority of caretaking. And if your community spaces, if your circle is inhospitable to children, then it's inhospitable to caretakers. It's inhospitable to women. If we want a revolution, if we want to change the world we live in and we want it to be a better world, if we want to empower the people who are at the bottom, we have to give them a voice at the table. They have to be part of leading the revolution. They have to be part of making the plans, which means they have to be there. They have to be at the table. And if your table doesn't seat children, then it doesn't seat them. You don't have to like kids and you don't have to want them, but they do need to have a space in your community. If they don't, then whatever new community you envision is going to look just like the one we live in now. It won't be a revolution.
Hey beautiful people, how are you all doing today? It's your girl Maria David, and I'm back again with another interesting video. What is your take on people that get easily irritated with children? Like, they can't even, a child is just being a child and they're easily irritated. I know we've talked about this video this month already, but I wanted to emphasize on it because mothers are coming out to talk about how they feel when they're around people that are easily irritated when their child is around. So I'm going to go ahead and roll these few stitches for you all to watch. So let's watch the stitches together and I'll be back at the end of all the stitches.
A community that is inhospitable to children, you are not revolutionary.
I'm not sure how many of y'all are trying to be revolutionary out there, but the important point she's making is that spaces that are inhospitable to children are inhospitable to their caretakers. If we want to build a just world and a world that includes a lot of voices, we can't exclude everyone who's a parent. If you follow me here, you know that a lot of my stories happen at the coffee shop, and the reason for that is that the folks who work at our local neighborhood coffee shop really welcome my daughter. She's loud, she requires a lot of attention sometimes, she thinks she works there, and they delight in her. Because of that, I can reliably go there for a meeting, and I can participate in neighborhood politics, and I can be a part of group meetings that I couldn't have without that. Parents come with their kids. Not all of us can get a babysitter on a moment's notice. Not all of us are two-parent families. Not all of us have the mental energy to get a babysitter for every neighborhood conversation that can happen. Welcome, families.
You can hate children. You can absolutely not want to have them. You cannot enjoy their...
Okay, no, I watched that whole video and it's not okay to hate children and be a leftist. It's not. If you are a grown adult and there is some sort of fear or anxiety or anger that you feel when you think of children or see a kid, or you don't trust yourself around children, you need to go to therapy and work that out. You need to talk to someone you trust and talk that out, because that is not, it's not good to have. That's not something that should be sitting on your chest is, I hate kids. Something about them makes me so uncomfortable. That is not normal, for lack of a better word.
You can hate children. You can absolutely not want to have them. You cannot enjoy their company.
I have this friend who a big part of her personality is not liking kids and not wanting kids, and that's totally fine. I think it's an empowering choice to choose not to want kids, and there's nothing wrong with not liking their company. But that video makes some really, really important points, and this person moved to the same area that I live in last year, and she asked if I would come help her put together some furniture, and I had already said beforehand I'd be happy to help her with anything she needs. And she wanted me to come at a very specific time and a specific day. And I said, well, is there any way I can come later? Because if I come at that time and day, I have to bring my son with me. I have to bring my kid. Like, I don't have any choice. And she was like, no, that's totally fine. Just bring him with. Tell him that I will order pizza. I'll buy pizza for lunch so that he can have lunch here. And there was something else he said. He was like, well, will she help me think of something to put on my list? He's obsessed with lists. And I was like, okay, his deal is, because he's a human being and he's agreeing also to take time out of his day to come do this boring adult thing and help you. His deal is pizza, and you have to help him think of one thing to put on his list. And he was like excited to meet this new person. And she's like, yeah, absolutely, deal. We got there, and not only did she never get him pizza or think of something to put on his list, which was the agreement, because he's a human and he entered into this agreement too, as well as me. But she acted really irritated every time he talked or like existed too close to her in her space. And I was so irritated that we left. I left with a starving kid because she promised him lunch. Like, he was hungry and he was bored and he was not welcome in that space. And that was not okay. Like, it's okay to not like kids or want kids, but they are also human beings. If you have friends with kids and you don't like kids, those kids are not their pets. That is an extension of themselves. That is a whole ass human. And on the flip side, I will never forget how she treated my son, and I will never stop being irritated about it. But I will also never, ever forget people who treat my son with kindness, because he's a very anxious and scared kid, and I've worked my ass off to get him to believe that the world can be a safe and warm and loving place for him to exist in. And when even strangers do even the smallest thing, like smile at him, to affirm that there are warm spaces in the world, I never forget that. I never forget that. Like at the Renaissance Festival that we went to, we were sitting waiting for a show, and this girl dressed as an elf in front of us turned around and said, psst, psst, here, take it. It's a crystal, and gave my son a crystal. And I think about her probably every month. I love her. I love her. I have no idea who she is, but I love her.
If you're still here, kindly put your thoughts, your comments, your opinion, your suggestion down in the comment section. All opinions are accepted, of course, in this channel if you put them down respectfully. Okay, now we're talking about people that are inhospitable to children. You can't have them around, blah 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 blah. Is it a good thing or a bad thing? A lot of people in the comment section were really coming after people that cannot stand children, especially the ones that they're inhospitable to them, or they just hate children. The last video I talk about hatred to children. I feel like this hatred thing has different level. Some people are worse when it comes to children. Like, even when the child is just being a child, they are angry, they're irritated, they're like shush, 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 like they're not human beings. They don't regard kids as human beings. They don't regard children as human beings. I feel like that level of hatred should be warned, or you should fear that kind of person, because these children, even in as much as you don't want them, in as much as you don't like them, they are also human, and they have their own life. They have what they like or what they dislike. I feel like they are also human. So, but there's some people that they don't see them as human beings. They see them as, you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and read a few comments from this video, and one of it was like, one said, I took my son to an art museum and was told to leave because he was excited about a painting. It was 4 at that time. They sell tickets for 4 to 12 too. And this particular one got a lot of people talking like, okay, why do they have to send your child away because he likes art? And the art was also for his age and all of that. That kids, someone was like, kids run around and touched him, so probably that space wasn't prepared for children. Yes, I understand that some events, someone like me, yeah, seeing children at a wedding, I feel like unless they are like monitored, I don't think children should be brought to weddings. Unless you can monitor them in and out, you can really take care of them and know what you're doing, and follow them around and all of that. if you're going to leave your child to just keep running all around in weddings, I feel like it's very risky, and mothers should not think of taking their children to wedding unless you can easily monitor them. So when it comes to the painting area and all of that, your child can be running up and down and can easily break anything, and to you, you're the one that's going to pay a lot. So that's what is that. Someone says 100% gets people not enjoying being around children and not wanting them for themselves. But I don't get it how people hate children. America is so inhospitable to children and mothers. I never realized until I had my own, and now I feel so rejected all the time in public. Someone said I stopped going to AA meetings due to not having a sister. Nobody came out and directly said anything, but I got the message. Looking back, I literally cannot think of a time when someone supported me. So mothers are here talking about how they feel so sad bringing their child in public, and the way people treat them, it makes them feel so alone and all of that. So they're out there talking, and most of them are in the comment section saying that the way people treat them when they are with their children is different from the way people treat them when they are alone. And I know that children can be very annoying, especially in public. The way they act at home might not be the way they will act in public, and they have mood as well. So if you think that your child is well put together, try and take your child in public space and see how your child will behave. Your child will disgrace you. So my own is that I'm not saying you should like kids by force, but if your hatred has gotten to the state that even when a child is just being a child, you're easily like, why do I think there's a problem with it? I don't know if I'm right or wrong. Let me know your thought about this down in the comment section. This is a conversation I want us to have in the comment section, especially for child free by choice people, and also mothers as well. Have you ever come across someone that doesn't make you feel comfortable because you're with your child? Let me know down in the comment section. Let us know down in the comment section. Alright, thank you all so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and share, subscribe, and kindly turn on the post notification bell so you can get notified when I upload another interesting video like this one. And I will see you all in my next one.